Cue the jingle. Techspert Weekly. And let me just explain, that's just a temporary jingle because I'm kind of working by the skin of my pants at the moment with Samsung coming up next week, MWC on the horizon and all of that. Don't worry, I'll get a proper one sorted soon. So yeah, I've done 200 episodes of this utter toss now, and I'm still using the original jingle that I came up with, even though it was literally some temporary 2-second half-arsed bollocks that I made up on the spot. So yeah, I really should update it, but I'm also incredibly lazy and partially sloshed. So let's do like other content creators and just get ChatGPT to do all the work for me. Write me a short jingle for my show Techspert Weekly where I bang on about phones and tech shit, and I'm usually always half cut. Alright, we're in business. Welcome to Techspert Weekly, where phones and fun come freely. I'm here with the latest tech and maybe tipsy, what the heck? With a cold one in our hands, join the Techspert fan band. Techspert Weekly, cheers! Techspert Weekly, oh yeah! Grab a gadget, raise your beer, Techspert Weekly's here, oh dear. Yeah, that's a bit shit, isn't it? Techspert Weekly! So this week we're having a 5-knuckle shuffle over Google's 2024 flagship phones and its big changes ahoy, as the regular Duo has apparently become a Trio, according to absolutely bloody loads of online leaks. Now we'll still have a Pixel 9 and a Pixel 9 Pro as usual, but apparently the Pro model is no longer a massive git. The Pixel 9 will be your regular 6.2-inch pocket pleasing blower, while the Pro is now just as refreshingly dinky. Web rumblings reckon you'll get a slightly bigger screen at around 6.3 inches, but those bezels surrounding it will be a wee bit slimmer, so the hand feel will be just as goosh-worthy. And then for those of us who absolutely insist on stashing something massive in our pants, well, Google is apparently introducing a third model. This should be called the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and it will be the usual 6.7-inch shithouse. And personally, I'm ecstatic about this bugger battery with the regular format. I love that compact hand-friendly design of the regular Pixel 8, but I do also miss some of the Pro features when I'm using it, like that proper telephoto camera lens. Not that temperature sensor, mind, that's still proven about as useful as a condom machine in a nunnery. However, while those Pro models will rock a smudge-resistant matte backend, the regular Pixel 9 will unfortunately have a glossy arse just like the Pixel 8. I say unfortunately because the Pixel 8's glossy rear does get muckier than your mum after a pint of Drambuie, so I really wish that Google had gone all matte for all three of these blowers. The Pixel Trio will naturally be powered by Google's latest Tensor G4 chipset, yet another collaboration with Samsung. And possibly its last too if Google goes solo for the Tensor G5 next year, which is another heavily rumoured bit of internet goss. Now, online posturing today suggests that the Tensor G4 will be a mere smidge of an update over that Tensor G3, at least as far as raw throbbing performance goes. And that's certainly backed up by some leaked and less than impressive Antutu scores for all three new Pixels. If it's sheer beef that you're after, you might want to have a squint elsewhere because the Tensor will be all about AI-powered shenanigans as usual. But that said, the new Pixel 9 shouldn't struggle too much with a good bit of Genshin and the latest games. And no prizes or enthusiastic hand shandies for anyone who guesses that the Pixel 9s will come with Android 15 out of the box, complete with various camera and security updates, plus improvements for foldable devices. Hopefully should be particularly good news for the Pixel Fold 2 when that eventually shows its face. And you can also expect Google to continue its slightly deranged, if undeniably generous offer of 7 years of OS and security updates. In addition, the Pixel 9 series could introduce a new Gemini-powered AI assistant called Pixie, which should inject some much-needed smarts, as the current Google Assistant is frankly about as clever as the average Steven Seagal script. I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator. To the blood bank. Of course, we'll have to wait to see if Pixie is any less likely to make you want to hurl your phone at the nearest wall and then stomp the shattered remains into dust. But that machine learning shenanigans should at least give it a bit of a leg up with more complicated tasks. And apparently Pixie will even work offline, although I'm guessing only for the more simple tasks like setting timers and getting it to say, "I love you," because frankly you've forgotten what those words even sound like. Don't expect huge advancements when it comes to the camera hardware mind. The Pixel 9 will once again sport a dual lens setup with a regular and ultra-wide shooter slapped into a funky new pill-shaped camera bar. The new compact Pixel 9 Pro will upgrade this arrangement to a triple lens situation with a bonus telephoto snapper wedged in there. And then apparently, according to some web rumors, the Pixel 9 Pro XL will then further upgrade that telephoto shooter, serving up a zoom capability thus far unheard of on a Pixel blower. And if all of that saucy internet hearsay has got you jiggling about in your seat like someone just poured itching powder into your jockstrap, well, you might want to take a cold shower and just calm down a bit, because as usual, Google is not expected to launch these Pixel blowers until the first week in October. As for the pricing of these blowers, well, it's pretty much pissing in the wind as usual, but you can expect the Pixel 9 to start at around the 700-ish pound mark. You have to bump that up to around 900-ish for the Pixel 9 Pro, and then probably about a cool grand for the Pixel 9 Pro XL. But are you dead set on bagging yourself one, or perhaps you're about as excited as an 8-year-old who's been treated with a day out at the Kidderminster Carpet Museum? Definitely let us know down below. And now it's time for the part of the show that makes that Google Assistant look like a proper clever bastard. It's viewer comments. Viewer comments. So last time out, I was basically sat here celebrating the 200th episode of Techspert Weekly and also wondering where the last 5 years of my life have basically pissed off to, and how I'm actually still doing this for money instead of a proper job. Ian Brooker 2072 says, 200, how the f*** did that happen? My sentiments exactly, Ian, and it's kind of terrifying actually, like looking back at episode 1 now, which, 5 years ago, it doesn't feel that long ago, but actually looks sort of reasonably young. Well, no, not young. Young isn't the right word. I basically don't entirely look like a used condom filled with gravel that somebody slapped a t-shirt on. Bonus Baby 801 says, should have had James Corden on for a drink for episode 200. Oh, and spiked it, you mean? Yeah, that would have been pretty good. Jonathan Andrews says, thankfully I managed to get past the mankini part by simply gouging my eyeballs out. Yeah, a little warning for anyone who perhaps hasn't seen last week's episode and is considering going back to watch it. There's some stuff in there that would trump even the most intensive psychological horror films. So yeah, probably a good idea to skip that one. Unless you fancy experiencing your very own Jacob's Ladder style waking nightmare. Saturn Blue says, mankini wallpaper for every computer that I service this year. Jesus Christ, can you imagine taking your computer to a shop to get it defragged or whatever, and then when you boot it up back home again, the first sight that greets you is me in a bit of Borat fancy dress. Pretty sure most people would just douse the thing in petrol and strike a match. And also ably show my age there with a comment about defragging. Jesus Christ. Others Sing Puria says, I was too sober for this one. And to be fair, that statement would probably still be accurate even if you downed 2 pints of vodka. Green Machine says, for celebrating the 201st episode of Techspert Weekly, I suggest you do a re-review of the first phone that you showed us on your channel. What even was that? I'd have to check, to be honest. I think it was like some cut price Motorola or something like that. Here we go, videos oldest. It was the Honor 10 versus the Samsung Galaxy S8, full hands-on comparison. Jesus Christ, I actually shot this video on my windowsill in my bedroom because I had nowhere else basically in the house to shoot it at the time. This studio was still my garage. And back then I also covered the Huawei P20 and the P20 Pro as well. Absolutely banging smartphones. I also enjoy how these phones from 6 years ago make my hands look absolutely massive because they're just that much smaller. Anyway, that's enough nostalgia bollocks for another week. Theodore Techers says, be nice to know where you get your anime wallpapers from. If only you could tell me with a catchy jingle. Oh, go on then. wall.alphacoders.com, wall.alphacoders.com. That's where my wallpapers come from. wall.alphacoders.com. I'd like to see Chat bloody GPT come up with an absolute banger like that. Next up, Mythic Suns says, you attract some of the weirdest bots in this comment section, or should I say butts, since they just have an arse for a profile picture. Yeah, I honestly do not even know what is going on there. I mean, it doesn't take much to confuse your Uncle Spurt these days, kiddies, but this one has really got me scratching my noggin. I just don't get what the end game is with these arse bots. Like, they don't seem to post up any, like, spammy, scammy links or anything, and they're actually just really polite and nice. as well, if you just ignore the fact that their avatars are massive mud flaps. Mythic Sons also says, the fact that you're actually a writer with published novels makes Mr. Wanksock's origin story 100 times funnier. It is worth pointing out though that pretty much 100% of my novels are self-published, so even a 4-year-old with basic word processing skills could basically do what I did. But yeah, if you happen to have not purchased my books just yet, they're available via Kindle, the Apple books, all the usual bollocks. I can't say if they're any good, because I can't actually remember what most of them are even about anymore, to be honest. We've also had some correspondence on the Moto Razr 50 series, which was kind of the topic of the previous episode, although I actually only filled about 20% of the show. Ms. Cucci says, I want a flip phone, but I don't like how the back screens keep getting bigger. Yeah, personally, I really like the bigger cover screens because it means you can easily reply to WhatsApp messages or change what album you're listening to on your streaming service of choice, or, flip your podcast. Do all the kind of basic tedious stuff that you end up doing about 100 times a day, but without having to actually go to the efforts of flicking open your phone. And that's just me, I'm just a lazy bugger basically. And Dynamo Tightstar says, any ideas about the hinge? I had the Ultra 40 for a week and then returned it. The hinge felt and sounded like a combination of my left knee and my lower back. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It sounds like maybe you got a knackered unit there, because I don't remember having any issues with my sample. But I can empathise with you though, because if anything was creaking when I flipped open that razor, it was most definitely my wrist. Kind of sounds like two horny tortoises getting their grind on, and I'm absolutely 100% blaming the internet. Etienne Sharp says, Welsh lagers and beers, you can't go wrong with Tiny Rebel. Yeah, of course, it's been completely dense. Forgot that Tiny Rebel was from Wales, and I've got to admit that as much as I hate myself for it, I do rather enjoy some of their absolutely filthy dessert beers. The jammy donut pale ales and the toffee popcorn stouts. It's pretty much diabetes in a glass, but I just f***ing love it. Nice Right 181 says, Uncle Spurt, if you had the best microwave in the world, what would be the first thing that you would microwave? Possibly the most random question that I've been asked so far in 2024 in Techspert Weekly, and that is saying something. But if anyone knows of a good microwavable pasty that you can get from a supermarket, then definitely let me know, because all the ones I've tried in the past have just turned out a limp, soggy mess. The one thing I do really enjoy doing in the microwave is the old Krispy Kreme trick, where you get one of the original Krispy Kreme donuts and you stick it in the microwave for 5 seconds, just heat up ever so slightly. And I don't know what it is, but somehow it just levels up that donut so hard. It makes it moist and delicious, and a big thanks to Jay, who I used to work with on Rukombu, for teaching me this little trick, because it is an absolute game changer. Better make this the last one for the week, because massively overtime as usual. Zator says, you look like a prisoner in that orange t-shirt. I mean, I guess it could be worse. You could have said I look like Garfield or something. I don't think I'd do particularly well in prison, to be perfectly honest. I don't think there'd be too many Techspert fans in there to protect me from the inevitable face kickings and enforced bum fun. But hey, if you are currently incarcerated at Her Majesty's pleasure, or His Majesty's pleasure now, I guess, and you happen to like the channel, well, definitely let us know in the comments below. Anyway, a massive thank you to everyone who commented on Techspert Weekly episode 200. Here we are, charging towards episode 300 now. Place your bets on whether we'll actually make it that far. Anyway, please do a bit of tappy tap tap down below, and we'll splash our way through as many of those comments as possible next week. And speaking of next week,
next week, what the f*** is next week?
Well, next week I'm finally getting my Xperia 1 Mark 6 sample, so I'll be able to smash out a good bit of content on that. I'm planning on bringing you my full final review on the Motorola Edge 50 Ultra as well, which I've had my SIM slapped inside of for about 3 days now. Quite enjoying it so far. I've got to say, it's definitely an upgrade from that Pro, and also about 250 quid more expensive. So if you haven't done already, please do poke subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more of this bag of shit. A huge thank you again to everyone who's stuck with this for over 200 episodes now. That's remarkable. Not remarkable in the way that the word remarkable is usually used, but it's something. In the meantime, have yourselves a bloody wonderful weekend. I love you.